many regional firms have grown into strong national firms, while many national firms have become international in scope, either through mergers and acquisitions or through purposefully targeted expansions. Indeed, the last decade has seen elite German, French, Dutch, and US firms merge with larger firms that had stronger global practices. These combinations have contributed to the emergence of the global megafirm, best personified by Clifford Chance, Linklaters, and Freshfields. These are firms with long international histories that have aimed at providing global reach while serving traditionally demanding, high-end clients. Other global megafirms include Skadden Arps, which has grown using a more geographically limited but highly focused strategy, and Baker & McKenzie and Jones Day, two firms that have long had an overseas presence but have used more steadily incremental approaches in attaining global megafirm status. Adding to the complexity of this landscape, however, is the fact that the majority of the most profitable and prestigious law firms in the world continue to be largely domestic in their focus and modest in their size. These fundamental changes in the strategic landscape have been accompanied by significant micro-level changes in the way that law firms operate. The widespread use of information technology has enabled firms to automate and standardize many repetitive procedures and protocols. This has resulted in reduced costs and increased margins, but also in the commoditization of many types of transactions and matters. Firm growth has been accompanied by extensive hiring of lateral partners, even in elite firms which have traditionally avoided this. The growth in legal markets has also resulted in longer hours and higher compensation levels for professionals, especially partners. The drive for profitability, combined with the increased volume of work, has led to an expanding use of non-equity or salaried partners, and of paralegals for standardized transactions, as well as non-partner track staff attorneys for routine, repetitive, low-margin work. The increasingly competitive nature of the legal market has also led to a much more extensive use of non-lawyer specialists to run marketing and business development functions, as well as IT and human resources. Importantly, the last decade has seen a growing use of non-lawyer COOs, who are charged with managing all but the fee-earning aspects of the firm. All of this relentless change has altered law firms and their landscapes in ways that are both dramatic and profound. This book comes at a critical time in the evolution of the modern law firm. The confluence of the great change, growth, and competition described before has required firms to adapt in ways that have stretched and strained the traditional concept of a law firm. So much so that it has left many observers feeling that the traditional law firm organization is no longer viable. Has the law firm become, as one of my colleagues put it, an anachronistic model that is creaking and groaning at the seams? Critics argue that the classic law firm organization is no longer able to deal with the sheer size and complexity that many large firms have attained. Many wonder whether it is time to abandon the old model and adopt more contemporary forms of structure and management. As one critic asked me, would Jack Welch design a law firm that looked like this? Others, however, are appalled at the creeping or rampant corporatism that they see as negatively affecting their firms. They point to the erosion in the feeling and voice of partnership and to bureaucratic management and control systems that consume valuable fee earners' time. They also bridle at what they view as excessive overhead, specialist staff whose activities, though well-intentioned, are at best remotely related to the real task of serving clients. They also point out that the most profitable and prestigious law firms, regardless of size, are without exception organized as classic partnerships. Who is right in this debate? This seems a particularly propitious moment to ask the question, as many long-held assumptions are being challenged by the demands of today's turbulent environment. Is the answer to become more corporate? Is it to retain the best of traditional forms while adopting the most effective new methods? Or should law firms stand fast and protect all that is true and right about their traditional ways of working? Addressing these questions wisely requires some clarity on what we mean by the traditional model and the corporate model. Otherwise, we risk creating a discourse based on stereotypes and sound bites.